Well, hey, we have some exciting panelists joining us today. And so please welcome to the virtual stage, the seventh Doctor himself, Sylvester McCoy, joining us. Sylvester. Hey, Sylvester, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm still alive.
Still alive. All right. Well, we're gonna circle back with you once we introduce all of our guests. But real quickly, what region of the world are you tuning in from?
Well, I'm back in Blighty, as we now call it, Blighted. I'm back in Blighted.
All right, great. And also, please welcome to the virtual stage the sixth Doctor, Colin Baker.
Hello there.
Hello, Colin. How you doing?
I'm very well now. I know that Sylvester's still alive. That's reassured me. If he's still alive, then I must be.
And Colin, where are you tuning in from?
I'm in Buckinghamshire in England.
Right on.
Sitting in my study and looking at the window as the sun has just gone down.
And we got to say, you did a remarkable job tidying up your office.
I did, didn't I? Should have seen it 5 minutes ago.
Right. All right, and let's also welcome the eighth Doctor, Paul McGann.
Hello.
Hello.
And I'm still alive as well. Thank God.
That's all we can ask for in 2020 is just to be alive. So.
Yeah.
Paul, what regional world are you?
I'm in the city of Bristol in England.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And also joining us, now we've had our doctors. Let's introduce some of our companions. Our playing Perry. Please please welcome to the stage Nicola Bryant.
I'm here.
Hello. We hear you.
But I've got the little twirly dial.
Oh,
you know, we're thinking about whether the computer wants to do this thing.
Maybe it needs its coffee this morning. I don't know.
Here we go. There we go. I'm here. Hello. I'm alive too.
Yeah. Tell us where are you calling in from?
I'm calling on from the darkest, deepest woods and hills of Surrey.
Nice.
Which it is now because it's winter.
Excellent.
Instantly.
Okay, also joining us is companion who played Ace. Please welcome Sophie Aldridge.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. Good to see you again. And where are you also calling in from?
Well, we're doing the home counties, as we call them, all the counties around London. So we've got Nicola kind of at the bottom, and then there's Colin up the side, and I'm sort of just the next one along. I'm Hertfordshire.
Oh, right on. Okay.
From the fields and woods of Hertfordshire.
Excellent.
Well, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
Exactly.
Well, let's welcome another companion, the eighth companion to the eighth Doctor, Grace, Daphne Ashbrook.
There she is. Which home county are you in?
Yeah.
I'm actually up in the Catskills in New York.
Wonderful town.
It really is beautiful up here. I moved up about a year ago, and it's so pretty. I still it takes my breath away. Really pretty, beautiful,
Gorgeous.
Well, you can't have a great heroes without great villains. So please welcome to our virtual virtual stage, Davros, played by Terry Molloy.
Hello, everybody. I'm alive, and sadly, I'm absolutely despondent to discover there are three doctors still alive.
At least.
And Terry, where are you calling in from?
Oh, I'm well away from the home counties now. I'm out in the rural wilds of Norfolk on the east coast, where we open the front door and welcome in the Siberian blast that comes straight across and into our front garden. And it's getting like that now. And we look forward to that all the way through the winter. But I've got couple of lovely log burners, not in this room, but elsewhere, and very cozy.
That's no way to refer to your dogs.
It's not. No, well, hot dogs, that's for sure. Yeah. After they get, they do. We can't get near the fire. They're just sort of laid out in front of it, just going, yes, it's good. More logs, please. More logs.
Yeah.
So the reason why I had you share where you're calling in from, we have fans from all around the world that have tuned in. Just to list a few of them: from Israel, Ohio, New York, Oregon, Maryland, Minnesota, Wisconsin, California, Louisiana, of course, Scotland, New Hampshire, Vancouver, Canada, Belgium, DC, where else? The Netherlands, Brazil, Italy, Tulsa, Scotland, and of course, all across the UK. And so let's take a moment and say, let's welcome our fans. Hello, fans.
Welcome.
Well, many of our fans have asked this question, which I want to definitely start with. They want to know, how did you get connected with Doctor Who? I mean, obviously over 5 decades of incredible storytelling, and it has not only impacted UK culture, but the world culture. And so let me start to go all the way back to Colin. Colin, how did...
all the way back. All the way back. Right, yes.
How did you get
Just after the war.
Yeah.
I got a phone call from John Nathan Turner, who said, we can't get Sylvester McCoy for 3 more years. So then I said, yes, I would.
Thank you for keeping the job open for me.
Yeah. Mind you, it was a hard act for you to follow. I'm sorry about that.
Well, Sylvester, how about you? How did the role of the Doctor come about?
Well, I heard on the news that Colin had left, so I phoned up my agent and said, there's a job going at the BBC. And he phoned John Nathan Turner, and John Nathan Turner had no idea who I was, because my agent said, I think you should see Sylvester McCoy. And he said, who? And they said, yes. And luckily, I was at the National Theatre in a play that had been written for me, playing the Pied Piper. And John Nathan Turner came along, saw me, and said he'd found his new doctor. And that was it, really.
Wow. Awesome. Paul?
Well, when, what year was it? 89, wasn't it? When Doctor Who was temporarily kicked into the long grass.
Yes, temporarily.
Temporarily, yeah, very temporarily.
Temporarily.
3, 4, 5 years after that, I was approached by one Philip Siegel to audition to have it revived, and that's how that happened. So 96, we got to shoot the so-called movie in Vancouver, in Canada. That's how I got involved.
Awesome. And Nicola, as Perry, how did you get the role?
I'll tell you before she does, Nicola.
Nicola.
Thank you, sir. I'll condense a very short story. The first Doctor's son-in-law saw me in a musical at my drama school where I was playing an American. So he wrote me down as American, and he got me the audition for the role of Perry. However, they weren't auditioning any British actors, so I had to be American throughout the audition.
Oh, wow.
3 months.
Yeah.
And beyond, because they forgot to tell anyone afterwards.
Awesome.
3-month audition. Wow.
Yeah, that's
It
awesome.
was, well, yeah, 3 months. They gave me one loo break.
Yeah.
You were lucky. You had a loo break.
I did. I'll tell you what I had to do to get that loo break, but there you go.
Sophie, tell us about Ace.
Well, they were looking for somebody who could ride a motorbike for 3 episodes. And I had this, my agent wrote on the back of my publicity photo, has own leathers. And
Yeah, but that was for something else, wasn't it?
Yeah. You don't talk about that.
and Chris Clough, the director, thought that was a good thing. So I was in the back row of the chorus of Fiddler on the Roof up in Manchester, went down on my equity minimum on a peak train, being very fed up having to pay so much money, auditioned for him, and then got recalled a couple of weeks later. again begrudging the train fare, saw John Nathan Turner. All roads lead to John Nathan Turner.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, found out not only had I got the 3 episodes, having never done a screen test or any telly before, but they also, my agent said, would I be interested in maybe if Bonnie Langford was leaving to take over the role of the companion? I was like, what? It was incredible. It was really like one of those stories that you read about, but it actually happened to me.
Quite right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Daphne, tell us about Grace.
Mine's really pretty uninteresting. I auditioned, my agent sent me out. I auditioned. I didn't know anything about Doctor Who. So it was, back in those days, it was just another job application, basically. And soon thereafter, when I did get the part, I started to realize, they started to educate me on what I was in for. And happily so. So yeah.
As an American, was that intimidating? Was that as you you got thrown into the deep end of it? So
yeah, I'm very happy I didn't know about it when I auditioned, because I think it would have just added a layer of anxiousness. So, but yeah, once I found out what it meant to the world, I felt an obligation to try to live up to it.
Yeah.
And I did what I could. So yeah, had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did they tell you you'd be working with Sylvester McCoy?
That's why she did it.
Yeah, that's why I took the part.
Thank you, Colin.
I know when I realized there were going to be the both of you, and there was the whole switchover that you guys do on the show, I thought that was really fascinating. First of all, that was my favorite part of the script. I thought I'd never heard of anything like that, so I thought that was really interesting. And then to realize that we were having the 2 actors and the handing of the baton and all of that, I really was fascinated to see what it was going to be like, the dynamics of it. And boy, we had fun, didn't we?
Yeah,
We sure did.
Didn't we?
We had a hoot.
Terry, as the creator of the Daleks, as Davros. In fact, I think you might be calling in from inside a Dalek. Are you inside a Dalek?
Yeah, it's not bigger on the side, my Daleks.
You can get out. You can get out of that now. So tell us, how did you come across the role as Davros?
Because the BBC technicians went on strike. Basically, I know I don't look old enough, but in fact I was 16 when Doctor Who when it first started, and so I was like fanboy, geeko boy, front and center right from the age of 16, and. No, the BBC technicians went on strike, so Resurrection of the Daleks was put back. And when they went to mount it, they changed the director to Matthew Robinson, and Michael Wisher, who was meant to do Davros, that's Davros, spelt with a V, Davros. Michael was off on tour somewhere, so I just finished working, thankfully, with Matthew Robinson, and he just rang me up. He said, "Do you know anything about Daleks?" I said, "Oh gosh, yes, yeah." He said, "Well, what about Davros?" I said, "I haven't a clue," because I'd stopped watching after Troughton. So he sat me down in front of Genesis of the Daleks, said, "That's him. Do you want to do it?" And like Sophie, I said, no, I know there's lots of people could do this. Yeah, no. I said, yeah, absolutely, because it struck me this was a part for radio on television, because this mask was there, but the character had to be created through the voice. And I thought, yeah, I could do that. And it'd be cool to be on Doctor Who as well. I thought it was just for the one gig, and then Michael Wisher would come back. But again, JNT obviously seemed to like what I'd done, and I kept on being dragged back.
Yeah. Awesome.
Quite right.
We have a question from one of our fan groups. The Doctor Who Guide asks, what are some of your funniest moments on set on Doctor Who? And so Does anyone have a sort of a moment that as you look back in your experiences, that sort of stand out as sort of a odd, weird, funny, or something that's remarkable to share?
Well, I have to say that Colin Baker, unbeknownst to most people, is an incredibly serious actor on set. And when we did Revelation of the Daleks, there was a moment where my hand was blown off and all these polystyrene fingers disappeared all over the place. And when they did the reverse shot on Colin, he had one of my fingers up his nose. Which JNT sort of said, yeah, let's do that again, shall we, Colin, without the finger? Quite a few moments like that. Yeah.
Some things you cannot resist.
No, I know. Yeah.
Thank God it was your
still got my finger. You've still got my finger, haven't you?
I still have your finger, yes.
Where is it now?
Make me an offer, Terry.
The world and more.
Anyone else?
My favourite funny moment is called Sylvester McCoy.
Yay.
Very long moment.
I thought I was a very serious doctor.
Actually, you were. It's funny because I think people thought of you as this comedy actor, and it was like written not for you originally, was it? And then
it was written for Colin, not comedy actor.
And then if you look now,
I lie.
I recently did a tweet along of Survival, which was our last transmitted story. And I mean, your Doctor is really kind of mysterious and dark and funny as well. But, you know, it's a fantastically deep performance, may I say.
Thank you very much. I'll send you that money now. When we were doing Survival, we were running around in a sandpit, and it was like a big desert, and it was over 100 degrees. It was like we were making a spaghetti western, and I had to do this thing where I had to indicate to people, run that way, run this way, run that way, run this way, and they kept saying again. So I kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and then I kept doing it, and then it said cut, but I carried on doing it, and I took my hat off and I threw it on the floor. I took my jacket off and threw it on the floor, and then I dived into the sand. Only the sand was like concrete, so I nearly knocked myself. Remember that, Sophie?
Funny though.
It was funny. Yeah, I got a laugh. Ken Campbell, who was one of my guides to comedy, he always said to me, McCoy, it won't hurt if you get a laugh. So I got a laugh. They took me to hospital afterwards.
Lies they tell us. Well, we had an enforced period of laughter, didn't we, Colin? When we flew to Seville to film The Two Doctors, and they lost the wigs, the false eyebrows, the various parts. So we were forced, it was horrible. We were forced into the swimming pool and the bar and to eat all the Spanish food.
2 days in Seville.
Until...
weren't allowed to work.
Yeah, it was...
You poor things.
Honestly, we've struggled, haven't we?
Nothing natural.
My favourite bit was you know that game you play in a swimming pool where someone sits on the other person's shoulders? We played Doctors and Companions. So poor old Pat Troughton had Fraser on his shoulders. And I had Nicola sitting with her legs wrapped around my neck. I'll leave that for you all to think about.
Well, speaking of our companions, I forgot to mention that Katie Manning was planning on joining us for this panel. She got hung up on set, so she's unfortunately won't be able to join us, but her experiences, her one-on-ones and all that are still available online for later this week. And so
hung up on a set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hung up?
Yeah.
Hung up on the set.
I hope she's all right.
But to our companions, we've had questions about what was one of the biggest challenges of being a companion on Doctor Who?
Sylvester McCoy.
That's Sophie. I'm sensing a trend with you and your answers.
No, not really. It was always wonderful.
Nicola?
Well, you're only a challenge in that way that one always wants someone amazing to look up to, and to, hope desperately to emulate, in my humble starting position. But my real challenge was usually the weather and the lack of clothing.
And reminding me of my lines when I forgot them.
Of course, that wasn't a challenge. That was...
Oh, that's every companion's job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Sophie? You did that.
In the contract,
That's
isn't
what
it?
we're there for.
Yes. Learn your lines and learn mine too.
Yeah.
Whispered valiantly, didn't you?
When in doubt, scream.
Yes.
No, not Sophie. She just
What about
beat something
Daphne?
over the head with a
What
bat.
was your biggest challenge?
Are we okay, I'm going. Let's see, what was the challenge? You know what? Outside of the dress, really, which was a challenge to kind of wear, and I had to run around in it and trying to find a restroom when we were in that weird, scary hospital.
Oh, that was horrible. I hated that.
Deserted and gross and really creepy. I remember running through that with my dress. That was kind of interesting. But outside of that, just keeping up with Paul, really. That was my biggest challenge. Just trying to keep up. And it was cold, but I had reasonable clothes on. And that was one of the few characters I ever played where I got to actually wear pants and, I was thrilled because I knew it was one of the coldest winters in Vancouver that year. It snowed when it wasn't supposed to and all kinds of things. But yeah, it was so much fun that whatever challenge there was that was uncomfortable, it was overshadowed completely by how much fun it was. So,
Yeah, we laughed, didn't we?
we laughed
Despite
our
everything.
butts off.
Oh,
Yeah.
how
We did.
Well, we have I'll take a Doctor Who break here. We have a Doctor Who question, but before that, let me just again give a quick shout out to our fans. Don't forget that you are watching us live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And you could chime in later to watch the rewatch of those as well. Check out those paid exclusive experiences like the one-on-one private chats, video chats, autographs, and custom video recorded messages at wizardworldvirtual.com. But our non-Doctor Who related question comes from a fan. Her name is Kat Smith, and she wants to know, what's your favorite musical? Do you have a favorite musical that you want to give a shout out to?
Well,
Into the Woods.
yes.
Terry, I see you. Anybody?
Into the Woods. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably Sweeney Todd, but I also really love Maniple Mancha a lot. So, but there's lots that I love.
We just watched Sweet Charity again, the film of Sweet Charity.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta say that's hard to beat
Yeah.
because of Shirley MacLaine. But I agree with you, Dav. Sweeney Todd is a work of genius.
Mm.
I was in Sweeney Todd, the original Sweeney Todd. when it
Where
was
at the
played-
Drury Lane?
No, at Stoke-on-Trent.
Stop
It was written by Chris Bond as a
Yes, it was.
gothic horror. It was just a straight play. And I played the lad in the cellar who goes mad. And all the pies and the bits and
And
pieces.
you're back in that cellar now.
You
I
are.
am back in that cellar now. I'll just
And you're
take
still
one
mad.
of these little bits of it. Thank you, Kat, for that question. I'm afraid I have a transatlantic relationship with Kat, which extends through ukulele playing. And she knows full well that Godspell, which I was in for a year touring, is probably my favourite musical. But next up would be Rocky Horror.
I bet you were John the Baptist.
No, I wasn't. I'm not tall enough. No, I was Peter. I was
Really?
Peter with the funny hat that used to change and everything.
The Rock on which he was going to build his chest. Oh yeah,
That's him. Yeah. I was
that's
the
it.
Rock.
The
Without
betray-
muscles.
yeah. Good for you.
Thanks for that, Kat. If they do West Wing the musical, I'm up for Lord John Marbury. Okay.
I loved doing Fiddler on the Roof. That was brilliant because
Yeah, I like that one.
we were working with Topol, who played Tevye in the movie.
Stop
And I'll never forget when we rehearsed in London do you remember the Oval rehearsal rooms? Yeah, Church Hall there. And I remember the choreographer saying, most people weren't in the room, this sort of studio room. And she said, okay, Tevye, okay, Topol, you better do it just for the rehearsal. So he's in his jeans and his kind of checked lumberjack type shirt. And the rehearsal pianist started playing. And this amazing voice just came out, if I were a rich man. And it just like in this rehearsal space, it just absolutely blew me away. It was amazing.
And I'm very fond of La La Land.
Yeah.
That's the one I saw most recently, and I love it. And Into the Woods.
Well,
We could go in Colin, you and I could go into the woods together.
We could. Only one of us would.
Only one of us would come out. Yeah, exactly.
Alive, yes.
Like the Start Right kids down that road, you know.
I'm already in the woods, so you guys can come and visit me if you.
I have to say I don't have a favourite. I'm no good at the favourites thing whenever the favourites comes up because I'm always first ever musical I did was Fiddler on the Roof, and then there's so many that I love in between. Sweeney Todd I've seen many times and I think it's absolutely amazing, but I usually love whatever I've just seen. Unless it's diabolical, in which case it's a talking point. But I'm not very good at favourites. So
all of Gilbert and Sullivan.
Sorry.
Well, unfortunately, because of what we've all been experiencing on a global level this past year, we've not been able to enjoy musicals and many other things. But to switch it to a personal question, in the past 9 months, as you've been quarantining and not being able to get out, is there something new or interesting that you've been doing, and whether it's a new, show, a hobby, an interest, picking up painting, or I don't know, anything? Is there anything that you are personally doing to sort of like see some, something, a new way to experience 2020 for you?
Yeah, I did some painting when I was in France. I got a friend, Ed, and he takes famous paintings, deconstructs them, and then we reconstruct them. And it's been quite fun, really. I've done Picasso, I've forged Van Gogh, forged Degas. I've got loads of forgeries now. I've become a forger,
Show us. I want to see them.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see these.
They're in France, sadly. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing that with banknotes. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the rubber ones, they keep bouncing.
That's the ones, yeah. Along with checks. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this was my project at the beginning of lockdown so that I could carry on working,
Right.
But I live in an area of England, Norfolk, which is it's a bit like lockdown every day of the week when there isn't a pandemic. So, c'est la même chose, the beach is close. The dogs go on the beach. Love it. Just get out and have a look at the sky. And it's been just nice to be at home and not chasing off in all directions.
Absolutely.
Obviously miss grandchildren and things like that from a distance, but the rest at the moment we're enjoying.
I've been losing weight.
All right.
I decided to do the opposite of everybody else, and I've lost 32 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You look really good on it, Colin. You look really
Thank
good.
You do.
More to come.
Yeah.
I thought
you wouldn't keep sending it to me, though.
So I'll help. I'll help COVID stay away by not being a great fat lump.
Do you have because you're quite a tall man. Do you have a fighting weight? Is there a weight that you're kind of aiming for?
Well, I won't tell you what I was when I started, but having lost 2 and a bit, I'm aiming for another 2.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You'd be running upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm moving faster already.
Good.
Amazing.
I just want you girls to know that.
No, you are
Don't.
such a tease, Mr. Baker. Well,
Who's speaking?
I've been running upstairs as well, but mostly because I'm now almost full-time nurse with my sweetheart as well, who's helping out a lot, to my mum, who's moved in with me. So that's been a big lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And I've lost 22 pounds. It might be that.
Wow, congratulations.
Wow.
You have to upstage me, don't you?
No, not as much as you. Not as much as you. See, always emulating you.
I thought I was doing so well, and you're doing it as well. And for you to lose that is half your weight.
I've lost half my body fat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like a protracted escape bid.
I've gone down 2 clothes sizes, but then so is my mum from chemotherapy. So I've given her my wardrobe, and I'm without.
Uh-oh.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason to go shopping.
Yeah.
So, the best reason to go shopping. So
I'm just waiting to see. I'm just like,
Nicola and,
you can only see this much. If I stood up, the skirt falls down.
Oh, stand up. Stand up.
Stand up
at once.
Nicola and Colin, there a lot of the fans are chatting in and just sending their congratulations, and they're super inspired by you. So thank you for sharing that. So, with our unfortunately, we only have a few minutes remaining, and so we just want to get to one more question. A fan, let's see, the classic doctor chatted in and asked, do you have a favorite Doctor Who storyline that you'd like to share?
One that's been made or one that should be made?
I guess either one. Is there a
Tom
favorite?
Baker was asked many years ago to join Big Finish, and he refused. But he said, though, I will join. Tom Baker.
Oh, Tom, I thought you said Colin.
You might have heard of him. It was before your time. Anyway, he decided. He said he would never join, and then he said, "Okay, I'll join if you do my story." And I rather like it. Really, it's the TARDIS. The message keeps coming through from Earth: "Help, help, please help." And eventually, they're begging him to help, and it turns out it's not humans; it's whales. Not Welsh. No, it's Boyo, help. It's not Boyo.
Help. Bring back Lily. Where's Lily gone?
We're in lockdown. What are we going to do? No, it wasn't that. It was, those kind of whales. I thought that's a lovely story. Him coming down to save the whales from humanity. That was a good.
Very nice.
I change. I mean. It's usually the one I've just listened to, or or watched or whatever, but I'm not going to plug anything here except
Oh, go on.
Down there and me.
Yeah, please do.
I've just done a Time War 4 thing, and I've only just got hold of the copy and listened to it. And I went, wow, that actually kind of works.
Oh, you did it down below?
Yeah, well, Paul's
down below.
Paul's down below me on the screen. It's like.
I know.
He's down below me.
Not from where I'm sat.
Oh, right. Oh, from where you are. It's
Is that there?
No, you're right at the bottom of the line.
But no, I've really thoroughly enjoyed listening to Palindrome and that whole box set which has just come out from Big Finish, because shows a new side of Davros that people haven't seen before.
Well, the backside.
His sensitive side.
Absolutely, yeah. The fact that he wears a kilt, yeah.
I love the stories that spin our previous conceptions on 180 degrees, like when you and I changed parts. That story we did, when Davros became the Doctor and vice versa.
Yeah.
And having to act each other, dealing with that.
Yeah. And not give the game away as well. Yeah.
Yes, that was exciting. Oh, yeah. There's my phone.
Yes, I've just had mine, which yeah. No, I mean it's when you kind of push the envelope on on the relationships with the various characters between the Doctor,
Excuse me, I'll just
and the
unplug
other
it.
people, and
Your agent realised you're still alive.
oh no, it's gone. It's his head.
I went through the wall.
Yeah, he went
Never
through
on
the
us
wall.
something.
Weird.
Never on
Your
us
head, your head disappeared on us
That's a
for a
good
little bit.
musical as well.
You've lost your head.
In our closing moments, anyone else have a favorite story that they want to celebrate?
Oh, I've got to do a plug. Sorry, this is an unashamed plug.
Go
I
for
mean,
it.
it's the book what I wrote, the novel What Happened to Ace and the Seventh
Hey.
Doctor at Childhood's End, and it's the Doctor, new Doctor meeting Ace and Sylvester Doctor, Seventh Doctor as well. It's great fun to do.
Where
Have
can
you
we
done the
buy
reading?
it?
Have you done the audio of it? Sorry.
Oh, you can, yes, and I did the audio as well. All good bookshops, and that's where we buy stuff from, and we're very guilty and we feel bad about doing so, but
Yes.
but we do it.
So was the new Doctor Paul?
No, the new Doctor was Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, so did you,
Ah.
in the read through, did you do me and then Jodie Whittaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun.
What do I sound like?
Oh God, no, don't. I'm so glad for you.
You can only do Scottish, you see.
No, it's terrible. You don't want to know.
No. It's awful. Sounds like you got a load of ferrets down your
Yeah, you
nose
see-
or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Looks as if you're in a dentist chair, Sylvester.
Ace!
Are you in a dentist chair? Or an execution?
No, it's,
or something?
No, it's
Beautiful throne.
throne.
Well, sadly, we have to depart.
No.
I know, so quick, so fast. But I do want to say to our fans that are watching, as you can see from this panel, and especially from our tech rehearsal earlier, those that make up Doctor Who, from the cast to the fans, is one big family, and regardless of how much time has passed and how many different iterations and Doctors, whatever, the family only continues to grow. And so thank you, fans, for watching, and thank you to our cast for joining us: Sylvester, Colin, Paul, Nicola, Sophie, Terry, Daphne, and thank you to our fans like Lily and others. And so thank you so much for joining us for this panel. And just remember that you can check out the paid exclusive experiences, including the one-on-one private video chats, custom recordings, and autographs. Those are always on sale at wizardworldvirtual.com, and we'll continue to do so throughout the week. So even if you're watching this panel on replay, definitely check out these once-in-a-lifetime experiences with your favorite cast members. Thank you, Doctor Who, to our Doctor Who cast. Thank you to our fans.
Thank you.
Please tune back in with us.
Wear the mask.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And vote.
Be safe.
Oh, yes.
Vote, wear your mask.
Vote. Vote.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.